Well, got out of school early for a water main break, and last time this happened was last fall, and I went out to Grayson and leaned on some giants. Well, not a ton of giants, but I leaned on a giant, and it's nice and dark. Anyway, I'm in my garage. I am getting ready to go to Grayson Lake. Got everything, taking one camera. Hopefully I don't have any problems. Hopefully got to lean on. So we're gonna only have a couple hours of fish. We're gonna go out and try to catch them. Here we go, Grayson. Early day off. Here, March, I think it's the 8th. Let's go see if we can't catch a giant, shall we? Let's do it. Alright guys, you guys know that I normally like to add some music to my videos to show you guys music and stuff that I've been jamming on and digging. A buddy of mine, Tyler Booth, just released an absolute banger of a country hit, man. It's called Real Real Country. I'd love to be able to show you the audio on this clip because it would be awesome. Love the song, it'll be great for the show. But I can't do that on YouTube because I will be getting a copyright infringement, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you the name of it. Guys, go out there and check it out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Again, Tyler Booth, Real Real Country. It is an absolute banger of a country hit. Gonna be awesome, really cool, groovy vibe, really cool. So this is a song right here that you definitely need to add to your playlist. It's the old boom camera today. We're out here on the main lake. Wind's blowing a little bit. Water clarity is a little better than it was this time last weekend. So we're gonna get after it. We have about 3 hours to fish. So I am going to fish high percentage baits. So see what happens. We're going to go out here and try to lean on one. Don't have a lot of time. Again, about 3 hours or a hammer. Went through like 3 baits for 3 hours. Never fished this bank before in my life. I've seen it a bunch. Don't have a whole lot of time to fish today, so I'm hitting some. I just got smoked. Don't know how I didn't get the bit right there, but I am fishing some banks that I've never had fished before because I don't have a ton of time to fish. I'm gonna throw this jerk bait around. Water temperature right now is 52 degrees. It's about 6-7 degrees colder than it was this weekend, but I don't think that is a major issue. The water clarity is not so great. You got about 6 inches of visibility, but I feel like in this water clarity, this little dinginess gives you an opportunity to really fool a big fish because they can't get a good vision of what you're throwing at them. More of a reaction strike. So that's why I'm gonna throw a spinnerbait. I have a rattle trap, something that they can hear. I'm gonna go down this bank and I'm gonna come back up it throwing a jig. Maybe that spinnerbait. I'm hoping they're chasing, but again, I don't have a whole lot of time to figure this out. Water temperature again, 52 degrees, so it's not super great, but I'm not mad at it either. Throwing this 3/8 ounce spinnerbait here from the tackle box, white chartreuse with some willow leaf and a Colorado blade. Throwing a 1/0 Gamakatsu trailer hook. Throwing this on my medium heavy, so 173 medium heavy Poison Adrena. I have a Metanium core solid on here. This is absolutely one of my favorite all-time spinnerbait combos. Man, it's just so light, so smooth, casts a mile. This bank is really daggone steep, but there's some fish right there underneath the boat. In about about 10 foot of water. Definitely coming back. Probably crappie, but I just saw some fish there on the graph that was suspended about 10 foot back there in the log jam. They could have been crappie, but they look bigger on my Solix than crappie. So I'm gonna fish down this bank until it gets to that big, I guess, bluff wall down there. And then I'm going to turn around and come back and fish this bank slow with a jig. And after that, I'll probably go up in Bruin Creek and beat it up for a good, couple hours what I have left. Again, I don't have a ton of time here. I got off work a little early. The wind is ripping, I'm sure you're hearing that. Just trying to fish some banks I've never fished before to try to, have more spots to throw at. I really don't like this bank too awful much. It slopes off pretty good. I said I'm in 15 foot of water out here. So I'm gonna fish down to this bluff wall, come back up through here and picking this thing up picking it apart with a black and blue jig. And then if I can't get bit on this bank, I guess I'm going to Bruin Creek, which is where I just came out of. All right, I didn't want to do it, but I will. I'm not scared to get a jig out. Pick this thing apart really slow until I get to the end where I started, and then I'm going up in Bruin. I'm going to beat those banks to death until it gets too cold and dark to fish. Right now I'm throwing just a little black and blue swim jig that I poured on a Do It mold. This is actually a hybrid grass jig. Phenomenal little jig mold from Do It. They just now got them back in stock. I did see that. So if you're pouring your own baits and you want a really cool jig mold, the hybrid grass jig is it, man. I like them a lot. One for the jigger, small guy. Gonna have to get way bigger than that. But that's one on the old 3/8 ounce swim jig around some timber. So might be a pattern. I'm probably not gonna be because I don't know where any more timbers at other than this. There's none in Bruin Creek, and that's where I'm headed in just a second. But one fish better than no fish. Little basket rack buck right there dead on the bank. Looks like a 8 point. Hard to say what happened to it. Either chronic wasting disease, which is a real deal anymore, or it's either got hit by the car from that road up there, or somebody shot it and couldn't find it. It's not it's nothing major. Somebody already grabbed that thing if it was a big buck. Looks like a small little 8 basket rack. anytime I have the opportunity to throw a rattle trap across the point like this, you can bet your rear end I'm gonna do it. Seems like I get bit more often than not on a rattle trap on points like this, especially rocky points like this. There's a according to the DNR website, this is where they put in some Christmas trees, this point and that point over there. So the water temperature right now in here is about almost 4 degrees warmer than it is out there on the main lake, which is crazy for this time of year. 54 degrees right now, which is crazy. Like I said, it was almost 60 this weekend. It was super nice. Wind was the sun was really beating down. I think I found one of those pine trees, but the water temperature was again 57, 58 degrees last weekend, which is today's Thursday. Pretty good substantial difference there, but it's not super huge. I'm gonna fish around this point and go around that point and go around to this cove that I normally fish, and hopefully put another one in the boat. It's tough right now, but figured it'd be easier to catch them this evening as opposed to this morning coming out here. Obviously I couldn't come out here this morning, I had to work. We had a water line break around our elementary school, is why I'm out of school a little early. Lucky enough to get my rattle trap back a second ago. I don't know if I'm gonna be as lucky this time. Got it. Should retie, but what's the fun in that? Spinner butt come through on one. Sucker, that joker right there was shallow. I'm talking right by those rocks. 2 little dinks. All right guys, today's players right here. This is a tackle box spinnerbait, willow leaf, 3/8 ounce, more chartreuse than white, to be honest with you. And then the next bait that I caught fish on was this little Do It Molds swim jig. It's actually called a hybrid grass jig. Been loving this thing. It's got the net bait trailer on there that I've been talking about lately. Again, this is an Interex Plus 894C JWR paired up with a Chronarch. Again, this is the 173 medium heavy Metanium. So I'm gonna fish my way around through this way, and if I don't catch any fish, you're not gonna see them, but I am, lucky enough to get out here on the water a little bit today, and we're going to put this thing on a trailer and go back to work tomorrow on Friday and live life. So I appreciate the ability to come out here and fish a little bit. I think I'm gonna throw this jerk bait around here on this flat and see what happens, and I'm gonna put the boat on the trailer. If you don't see me catching any more fish at the end of this video, it means I didn't catch any more. So you guys know the routine. If you guys can, get out there and lean on them. We'll see you next time on another line.